Well, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the ice, brought to you by Dokes Polk Fuels, Case Financial Group, Toby Hockey, and of course our friends at Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy. Tonight's guest was on the show a couple of years ago. I have to go back in the Wayback Machine for the exact date, but this player who will be joining us this evening, who plays for the University of Minnesota Duluth, looking forward to her fifth COVID season upcoming here, and she's training now in Duluth. She's also got a little bit of hardware to add to her name, an Olympic gold medal, if you will, back from Beijing 22. Miss Ashton Bell is joining us tonight on the ice, and I'm so happy to have her back. It's tremendous to have a fellow Canadian on the show, but also more importantly, the things she does for the local community, as well as for the sport of hockey, both for the women, importantly, all over the world. So please welcome tonight on the show, Ashton Bell, Team Canada Olympic gold medal, and University of Minnesota Duluth Bulldog. Well, good evening, Ashton. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. First and foremost, if you caught your breath from all the world tour, did you feel like AC/DC and everything you've gone through over the last 6 months?
Yes, for sure. It was definitely quite busy there after we won the medal and got back home to Canada and celebrated a lot as a group and got to travel around and go to different events. So it was definitely a lot of fun, but I've had some downtime now to kind of recollect myself and get back to work here.
Did you have a favorite moment or a highlight after the Olympics? I mean, obviously being in Brandon, being there, as well as the Outdoor Classic in Hamilton. Was there any one specific event, or were they all just, oh my gosh, this is just a little bit too much? Time to get back to work?
Yeah, no, they were all pretty cool, but I definitely really enjoyed the outdoor classic there in Hamilton or Toronto there. So yeah, that was a lot of fun just to be outside and watch some outdoor hockey and celebrate with the group. And they did such a good job honoring our team. So that was really cool.
Did it bring back old memories, skating back in the day when you were a young star on the outdoor ponds, the outdoor rinks, and seeing this and seeing professional guys are doing this now?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely brings back lots of memories. That's where it all started out on the pond with your brothers and such. So yeah, it was definitely cool to be a part of it all.
Now remind us, brothers, sisters, who had the hardest shot, who was the fastest skater, and who gave you the most competition growing up in the family?
I have an older brother and a younger brother, and um, I don't know who would. My younger brother's pretty fast. Both of them are actually pretty quick. We kind of all competed pretty hard. My younger brother works out with me in the summer sometimes, and he definitely pushes me and gets on my nerves as well when I can't keep up to him. So he definitely pushes me in that aspect. And my older brother had an amazing hockey mind and has always helped me with my game and making the transition to D. He's definitely been someone that I've talked to about my game and how I can make it better. So
Talk about that transition just a little bit, because not only did hockey become more of a 12-month sport for you now, playing for UMD, but also your planning, your preparation, your off-season training, but moving the position from forward to D, how was that a transition for you, and how were you able to do that so effortlessly? I mean, you make it look so good, Ashton.
I mean, growing up, throughout minor hockey, I played D, and here and there would be kind of thrown back on D as well with Team Manitoba and stuff. So being a center too, I think I've always kind of had that defensive mind to my game, and then making the transition to D my junior year here at UMD. That summer was huge for me with development, being able to kind of have that whole summer to work on more defensive skills and stuff, and then going right into my first senior national camp. That was definitely an eye opening on where I needed to get my defensive game to, and backward skating and trying to keep up with that pace. So that was a huge development part of that summer to lead me into my junior year with UMD.
Before we get into the UMD career part of things, but we have to get into the importance of getting into the off season still and hitting a reset button a little bit. Your reset button includes a couple of things. Horses, one, and family time, two. How important is it for athletes to just tone down and take a break from their their priority sport, and really, get in tune with a hobby or something that they truly love outside of the game?
Yeah, I think that's extremely important. After the year we had with centralization, it can be pretty grueling and tiring at times, and can definitely take a toll on you mentally. So after Beijing, definitely took a good month or so off, spent it at home with my family, my horses, my brothers, just kind of regrouping. And now taking that time off, I'm excited here at UMD to get like back at it and start working out again and getting back on the ice.
I've talked to a lot of great Canadian female Olympians. I mean, I've had Jennifer Botterill, Sammy Jo Small, just to name a couple. I almost have like a full scoring line one under my tenure, which is fantastic. But Ashton, growing up, who did you emulate and look forward to from maybe the women's perspective, but also the male's game on how you wanted to play your game? Because you play a very, if I had to use one word, you're very tenacious. You are very, you attack on defense. And watching you play in Beijing was awesome because you
Thank you.
you don't give a lot of room. Like the spacing that you gave, you were on them on constantly. Like I
Thank you.
love that about your game. You gave them zero time to make decision. You made the decision for them.
Um, Thank you. I would say growing up, I kind of always looked up to Poulin, just watching her in 2010, 2014. Being a forward at the time, I always idolized her, and I still tell her that. I told her this during centralization whenever we get asked who we looked up to. I would always say Pooh. So no, she's just an incredible player, such hardworking, humble, and an amazing leader. So I definitely looked up to her, and then more towards making the transition out to D, looking up to Joss Larocque, who's from Manitoba. She helped me out a ton throughout the whole centralization process, just giving me confidence and belief and helping me throughout that whole journey. So,
Let's talk quickly about the preparations leading up to the games. I know you've probably been asked this question 50 or 60 times already, but I have to ask it. When you started playing at UMD, and the last time we chatted was what, a couple years ago, when did everything start coming to fruition, knowing that, okay, I have a really good shot at playing in 22? How do I make sure that that decision I make, not they make?
yeah, I think watching the games in 2018, I knew that I wanted to make it in 2022 and was willing to do whatever it takes to get there. And the transition to D helped me out a ton, making my first senior national camp that summer. And then, yeah, Worlds kind of got a little funky there for a bit, getting canceled and stuff. But yeah, I was able to make my first Worlds there in August, and then in Calgary, got to participate in that Worlds and bring home gold there. And I think that was a huge confidence builder for me, and was a part of our centralization as well. So that whole process helped me gain confidence and get belief that I could make this team and be one of the 23 players to go to Beijing.
You talk about centralization. What was it like playing with, your entire roster? You know some of them because you played against some of them. You've done junior camps with some of them as well. What is that process to finally get everybody on the same page, the same chapter, the same book, so that when you do make that flight over, there's no questions about your process, your philosophy in the game, and your attack for each game?
Yeah, I think that's huge. That's what we use centralization for, to get on the same page. And we're at the rink every day from 9 to 4, whatever it is, just practicing together, working out, meetings, watching film, going over video, just all that kind of stuff. And I think it prepared us very well. And being able to play games as well, having like a season. We got to do the rivalry series, play junior A teams, be in the capital challenge with the U17 boys. All those games helped us identify our team identity, and yeah, just we learned something from each and every one of those games, and it prepared us very well for Beijing.
What is your team identity as Team Canada?
Our
How
motto
would you
kind
describe you guys, you ladies?
um I we had like our motto was like our way this year, and um just like team first, being confident. We had a lot of confidence as a group and a lot of belief in one another, and just playing free. Troy, our head coach, was big on that, just going out there, playing our game. We were a very skilled group. So just going out there and having fun, and doing what we know how to do best, and that's play hockey. So it was a very cool group to be a part of.
Play hockey, one, represent this nation, two. You said that the world did get crazy for a couple of years. Certainly was still crazy when you were in Beijing.
Mm.
How were you able to, as a group, front load the importance of, okay, we have a game to play. Let's take away the distractions. Let's not let the distractors get in play here. Let's focus on what the task is at hand.
Yeah, I think throughout the past couple years, this group has been thrown with a lot of adversity, and I think that's only helped us being able to be adaptable, and whatever's thrown our way is not gonna change our game plan and what we're focused on. So I think with having all that experience throughout the past couple of years made us be ready for anything that was thrown our way in Beijing.
So going into the games, doing your fun, did you have any downtime? What happened in Beijing? I mean, because from our standpoint, we see all the controls and all the barriers and the masks, of course. But what was it like as an athlete in the villages, the preparations to and from games for you and Team Canada?
Yeah, no, it was very cool. The villages were awesome. We had like little apartment rooms, four-door room, our own rooms. We had a bunch of stuff shipped in from Canada to make our rooms as homey as possible. And it was just so cool to be in the village, going to the cafeteria with all other athletes from different sports, different countries, and just to be around them all was very inspiring. And we were able to go watch a couple other sports as well, which was so awesome and inspiring to be able to watch other sports and other athletes compete.
Did you have a favorite sport outside of watching and playing your own hockey games?
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching the speed skating. Got to go watch that and the intensity out there, and it just looks like chaos out there. So it was really cool to watch that.
More short track or long track? I look at the short track stuff, how quick they whip around those corners. There's no
Yeah,
way I could do that with the blades they wear. Like, I'd clip the back of my calves every
I
single
know.
time, I'm sure. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
definitely short track was my favorite.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Not when they hit the boards, but when they actually, when they finish the race, of course.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Right.
tried speed skating at all, Ashton?
No, I haven't. A few girls on the team said they put the skates on in Pyeongchang, and so I definitely want to try it at some point, but the blades are like super thin, so I don't know how it would go.
Razor blades. And people think skates are like, only a little bit bigger. Trust me, it's
Yeah.
dangerous, no doubt. Personal effects going across the water. Did you have any what type of things were brought across that made it feel more homey?
Um, I didn't know we had a bunch of like rugs and little pillow blankets all back from Canada and home, and our staff did an amazing job making our family kind of included with them not being able to be there. They included them as much as they can and had a picture in a frame of our family members waiting for us at our door when we got back from practice or something ready for us. So that was definitely a good surprise. And we had them by our bedside table the entire time we were there. And with them being such a huge part of how we all get to the Olympics and supporting us that whole time, to have that was really special.
Did it feel different not having family and as many fans around?
I guess I don't really know what it's like with fans at an Olympics, but yeah, I definitely wish they could have been there. But we were such a close group, and nothing really would have changed how we performed out there, or not with fans or not. So
Gold medal game, going through it all, uh, emotional highs. Were there any emotional lows? I mean, from what I remember, you guys controlled the game almost 60 minutes.
yeah, I think going in again, we were very confident, and no one in our locker room had a doubt that we weren't gonna win that hockey game. And after the first 5 minutes in the first, we felt that we knew that we were gonna come out on top of this game, and obviously still took it shift by shift. But in the back of our minds, we all knew that we had what it takes to win that hockey game.
What is the mindset when you talk about doing shift by shift? Is it okay? I mean, I look at it from a coaching perspective behind the bench, saying, okay, if your line can go 0 or +1 each shift, that's the way you want to focus the game. How do you approach your shift by shift play in your games, either with the national team or at UMD?
Yeah, I've always been a big believer on just taking it one shift at a time, not getting too far ahead, not looking back in the past, just staying where your skates are on the ice and being in that moment. And I think our D core in particular did a really good job of that as a group, just talking a lot, and they made it really fun back there, which I feel with this group we played our best when we were just having fun out there. So that was huge for my game.
That's awesome. Like it's not all seriousness. There's fun and games still, even at the
No,
national level.
yeah.
Ashton, do you remember the first teammate you hugged or celebrated with when the clock struck zero and there was, oh my gosh, we just won the gold medal in Beijing?
I was standing beside Mashmeyer, and I remember as the clock was ticking down, we were like jumping up and down, hugging each other, and then yeah, then when it buzzed there, we all ran out and did a big huddle. But yeah, she was the first person that we're like, oh my god, like this is actually happening right now. It was crazy.
Is this this isn't the final goal that Ashton Bell wants to have. Obviously, you have many more goals ahead. One of which occurs potentially next year, your fifth and final year, perhaps with UMD. Tell us how important and special this upcoming year is for you, playing with your squad in Duluth, but also the potential of maybe playing in the Frozen Four in front of home fans.
Yeah, it's extremely exciting. I'm super pumped to be back here in Duluth for one more year. I love it here. I've had an amazing 4 years here, and yeah, I can't wait to get back at it for one more season. And with the Frozen Four being in Duluth, it would be extremely special to make it that far and win a national championship, which is one of my goals that I've had for a while now. So,
Absolutely. Fifth and final year, Ashton Bell with UMD. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about something that's a little bit more ahead of our time. Next month occurring, we're going to be honoring a special person, but also in a way that we maybe did back in the day as kids, calling up friends, playing a little road hockey action. Stay with us here on the ice.
Welcome to Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot Mountain Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment.
Ashton Bell joining us here on the ice from the comfort of Duluth, Minnesota. How far is Duluth from home, Ashton?
it's about an 8 hour drive.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Nope.
How many times have you done that drive? Have you done the drive more than mom and dad and brothers, or vice versa?
I would say mom and dad have done it more, just coming up on weekends to watch me play whenever we're at home. So, yeah.
Do you still get nervous when they come to the stands, or is it just another hockey game?
No, it's more just of another hockey game now. I definitely love when they're here supporting me and being able to watch me play. And I know they're going to want to come a lot this next season, just not being able to come the last little bit. So they'll probably be in the stands quite a bit.
They're going to need season tickets, right?
Yeah.
There you go. We've got a bit of a slideshow here. I showed it to you earlier. We're going to pop in here real quick. Let's start with, before we get to those, let's start with this wonderful picture here. This was probably about 15, 20 minutes after the final whistle, but how just overjoyed, overwhelmed, but just a big, huge sigh, like, wow, we did this. How like, tell us about the emotions of this picture.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to put into words what I was feeling in that moment. Just pure joy, excited, being able to represent your country and win gold and bring gold back home was extremely special. And just knowing that all your hard work has paid off and you were able to accomplish one of your lifelong dreams. So
Certainly. I couldn't imagine how much emotions running through right there. Just like, oh my, OMG, basically.
yeah.
Top left, I love the scrum, the pregame scrum, the pregame chat with all the the teammates. There you are, right beside your netminder. We're donning the 21, correct?
Yep.
not 26.
No, 26 at UMD.
Right. So who did the pregame speeches? What was usually said, or is that still kept a secret?
Probably can't say what is said, but in the group huddle there before games, it was either Pooh or Blair Turnbull, and then before every game, before we would start warm up in the locker room, we had everyone actually got to do a pregame speech. We went from top to bottom, which was pretty cool that the leadership group wanted us younger rookies to be a part of that, and definitely gave us a lot of confidence and made us feel valued and included in that. So that was something that we always look forward to, was our pregame speeches in the locker room before we started our off-ice warm-up.
And the picture below, that has to be somewhere in your locker room or your wall or somewhere. Tell us about how important this picture is and what this group means to you now and for the future.
Yeah, this group was truly something else. It's kind of hard to describe the bond that we had together, from staff to players to coaches. It was a very tight-knit group, and we just enjoyed one another's company so much and would do whatever it takes to win a gold medal and bring that home. And it was such a team-first environment, and you felt very included and valued the entire time. So yeah, it was an amazing group to be a part of.
Were you sad to leave Beijing, or were you happy to come home knowing that you had to finish off a season still?
It was definitely sad. Just like leaving the girls, you've been with them for how many months, every day for multiple hours, just seeing each other, and not seeing each other for a while definitely gets that you get kind of sad. But we have our ring ceremonies here coming up in June, so that we'll all get back together and celebrate the World Championship and the Olympics. So really excited to see everyone and get the group back together.
Before we get to the main topic of hand here, how important is having a destination or an opportunity for women to play professional hockey in North America? And what does it mean moving forward to make sure that they get, the sponsorship and get the rights and the deserving, time they need or they require to make this game even stronger for the women's side?
Yeah, I think it's very important. The women's game has grown so much in the last couple of years, with the Worlds and the Olympics being some of the most watched games on television. Is pretty special, and it speaks to itself that we deserve a professional league. And I do believe that here in the next little bit that we will have a sustainable women's pro league, and either if that's the PHF or the PW, UHPA, both leagues are going in the right direction. So it's very exciting.
Do you plan on pursuing that after graduation?
Yes, I would love to play professional hockey somewhere.
Of course you would.
It's kind of crazy to think that that's even possible now, but yeah, the timing's worked out pretty well for me, being able to have one more year at college and then hopefully head right into pro league.
Certainly look forward to that. I mean, obviously the teams are most teams are in the northwest or northeast part of the United States, Canada. But do you see Winnipeg maybe potentially having a franchise upcoming?
Potentially, I think that would be pretty sweet to have one right in Winnipeg, and I think it would be a great community to have a women's pro league in. So
certainly would love to see you don the yellow and white just of a different team. Speaking of that, I mean, let's talk about what's happening this upcoming month. The Don Dietrich Memorial Road Hockey Tournament, not ball hockey, road hockey. Give us a quick detail of who Don was and what he meant to the community and surrounding area of Deloraine.
Yeah, Don Dietrich was an incredible man. He was such an inspiration to me and to so many people throughout his life, and just devoted so much of his time to the game of hockey and developing younger players, and loved being out on the ice and helping whoever he could out. And he's a true legend in my eyes, and was dealt with a lot, but I mean, he battled through it all, had such an amazing outlook on life, and never complained once that with what he was dealt with. And he just loved being out on the ice, and that was his true passion, helping develop players in our community and all across Manitoba. So
How did this event started to gather traction? How did it begin for you as part of the planning, and who's helping you plan this for the end of June?
yeah, so I've been wanting to have an event to honor him and his legacy for a while now, and I thought, with hockey being his true passion, that a road hockey tournament would be best fitting for that, and to be able to celebrate him and honor him every summer and do it annually, just to remember him by. It will be really special, and hopefully to see it grow and give back to the community, which was what Don believed in so much. So, yeah, I've had lots of people reach out and willing to help, lots of volunteers already that are willing to work at it, and people donating gifts. So it's been really cool to see all the support I've gotten since I've announced it. And Justin Lee, who plays for Denver, who was also who Don also mentored as well, and um, uh, Justin looked up to him a lot as well, and he wouldn't have been to where he's at without Don's help. So he is helping me out with the event as well, and will be in attendance and playing in the road hockey tournament as well. So yeah, really excited to get it going.
That sounds like a tremendous event. It's a one-day event.
Yeah,
June 25th, I believe it is. Is that correct?
correct.
And we have some of the details here on screen. You don't have to be an old star. You can be a young star too. You have to be 8 or up.
Yep.
And give us some details on how the format's going to run throughout the day and some of the events that are going to happen that special day.
Yeah, so I'll start off with 4v4 road hockey tournament. We're hoping to have a younger age group and an older age group. And for the younger age group, just having them sign up individually and then making the teams that day, so all the kids are interacting and getting more kids involved in hockey. And then for the older age group, having them make up their own teams, have it a little more on the competitive side, just having a good time out there. There's going to be auctioning items off. I have some Hockey Canada merchandise that will be there to auction off. I know Justin Lee's bringing a Denver jersey as well, and lots of people are donating little raffle gifts as well. So yeah, super excited about all that. Don has got his own clothing store line, so go ahead and order some merch. It's pretty cool. I've already ordered like 5 sweaters, so I need to slow down on that. But yeah, it'll be after the road hockey tournament. We'll have a steak dinner and open to the whole community to come out and just to enjoy a great fun day for the great cause and to honor Don. So yeah, super excited about it.
No doubt. It should be a fantastic event, fantastic day. Let's not jinx it with terrible weather. Hopefully it's, we could use a little bit of summer on June 25th.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
Yeah.
No doubt. Contact information is below there for Ashton. Also, we have to make note that registration for the event is fast approaching. It is the deadline is May 29th, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep.
So we want to make sure we have that to all the people that are looking forward to that. Yeah, Hockey Canada, Denver, that's fantastic. Such a great little thing to happen. It's going to happen outdoors or weather permitting. Is that the plan still?
Yeah, just depending on the weather. So still up for debate, but
Yeah.
have the Doc Barner Arena just in case we need to go inside. So
are we going to be using the orange balls?
Potentially, yes.
The ones that like to curve around, super nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Do you remember whipping those back in the day as a kid?
Oh yeah.
They hurt a little bit in the winter
They
time, don't
do. Yeah, especially when it's cold out.
When it's cold out, they don't bounce very well.
No.
They bounce well off the shin after you fall. That's okay. Ashton, what's your plans after the Dietrich Road Hockey Tournament? Back to Duluth to continue training and get ready for the upcoming season?
Yeah, I'll head back to Duluth for July. I'm going to go home for June and then be back here in Duluth July, leading into hopefully our camp for Worlds in August. That's in Denmark. So I'm still waiting for an invite for that, but that's what I'm hoping to be preparing for this summer and making the Worlds team again. So
how hard was it? How much of a challenge was it to have both schedules working simultaneously? I mean, you've got your college career, you've college hockey, your national team, your centralization program. It's got to be an extensive day and very well planned out.
Yeah, definitely very structured. I downtime kind of. I'm not a big fan of just having a downtime. I like to be doing stuff a lot. So I mean, a busy schedule is nice for me. I like to be organized and have my day planned out the night before. So yeah, centralization was awesome. Being able to kind of take a break from school. It's going to be kind of challenging coming back for one more year, and having to get back into the class. But yeah, I'm excited here for one more year, and it definitely teaches you a lot of time management and just making sure you're getting your work done early in the week, so that when it comes to game time on the weekends, that that's what you're focusing on and that's what you're preparing for.
Would that be the message for young kids that looking to keep a balance between the importance of academics and athletics and making sure that they are planned and ready to go?
Yes, I think that will be very important to have good time management and organization skills in order to be able to perform at your best, but also having a good balance of downtime and having fun and doing other things outside of hockey.
Have you ever donned the gold medal on one of your horses?
No, I have not yet. I put it on my cap, but that's about it. I got to take some pictures with my horses when the weather gets nice out.
Absolutely, yes, no doubt. Who showed more emotions, mom or dad, when you saw them finally?
I would say mom. Mom's a big crier. When I told her I made the Olympic team, she was bawling. And when I got home, I flew into Winnipeg, and mom and dad were both down there waiting for me in the airport, and they were cheering, and they were like the only ones cheering in the building because it was like 1 a.m. But yeah, it was really special to see them.
That's pretty fantastic. And your brothers were pretty cool about it too?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They give me a little fist bump.
Right on, fist pumps.
But
No hugs. Hugs aren't cool anymore. It's all fist pumps now, right?
no, they gave me a big hug, but yeah, they're my biggest fans and biggest supporters. So
Absolutely. I forgot to ask you this, Ashton, last time. Why 26 and why 21? Is there a reason?
21 has some reasoning behind it. My dad wore 21, and both my brothers wore 21. So it's kind of been in the family, and I like numbers in the 20s. So when that number was available, I jumped right on that 21. 26, not too much meaning behind that. I do have a family friend, Dean Kennedy, who wore 26. Yeah, that has a little bit of meaning to it. And again, love the numbers in the 20s. So
Very cool. Do you remember the first thing you had? What was the first meal you had coming back from Beijing and being like, "Oh, I miss this so much"?
we flew into Vancouver right when we got back, and a group of us had kind of a bit of a long layover. So I think we sat down at a restaurant, and I think we all ordered burgers and fries, something like that. But yeah, I was definitely looking forward to getting home cooked meals again, and a big juicy steak, whatever it was. That was my first meal I had when I got home, was steak and potatoes, and yeah, it was really good.
Looking forward to that. Last question I'm asking you: is there a famous or was there a infamous song, pregame song that you all listen to overseas, or what is the pregame songs for the Bulldogs this upcoming year? Do we know?
We do not know. It changes usually every year. We have the girls put together a big remix for our walkout songs, so I'm looking forward to hearing that. I think Nina and Hannah Baskin are making that remix for this year, so love a good warm-up song.
Currently under production. That's right. We'll call it that. Under construction, under production. Ashton, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It's so great to catch up with you. Like I said, truly enjoyed. I remember, I'm not lying. This is like me staying up in the wee hours watching the games because, I mean, I really enjoyed the way you played. It was refreshing because it was like tenacious. It was attacking. It was almost like no holds barred hockey out there. And it was just so nice to see how the entire team rallied each other, and more importantly, played their game as opposed to the game being brought to yourselves. You did a really great job with the entire tournament on that. I want to thank you all for that. And I really hope that we can see this sport grow even more for all females across the country. I really want to thank you, Ashton.
Yes, thank you so much.
Really appreciate it. Good luck this week in your training, and we'll hopefully see you at the end of June in Deloraine.
For sure. Thank you again.
Alrighty. Thank you. And that was Ashton Bell. Please go and help her out in Deloraine, Manitoba. June 25th. Go and, if you want to play a little road hockey, go check out, sign up with her. All the information was on that sheet earlier. I want to thank all our sponsors and all our guests tonight. Really appreciate all the time. Bringing more goodness to the greatness here on ASTV. We'll be back on Thursday with another episode. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your friends. Take care of your neighbors. And enjoy the time. Enjoy this wonderful weather we're going to get. Hopefully it dries up soon. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.